Wake up, it's that time again. The sun's not here, but we're on again. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals and gather round. It's not lunch, it's not breakfast, it's the time we found. For brunch, well maybe we're busy. For brunch, maybe we're lazy. For brunch, well maybe it's conquest. For brunch, or be your request. But brunch is the time that we make for each of us, where we ask Egnards dumb stuff, because brunch will always be the special time for Egnards and for me.
Well, good morning. Wasn't that just fucking beautiful? That's how we're going to start out our morning, with a lovely Brunch with Egnards intro every week. Moonborn hit it out of the park once again. I do have to give C Squared, obviously, a good amount of the credit as well. We went back and forth on lyrics and vibes, but he had a very big hand in the lyrics for that song. So that is our new Brunch with Egnards segment intro. And it's magical. It really, really is magical. And we will see that every Sunday for the rest of time. And yes, surprise number 2. Isn't this great? We're doing all of our surprises right off of the bat. We have a lovely Egnards Christmas sweater. I have been joking about this for since last year, actually. I've been joking about having an Egnards Christmas sweater, and I was continuing to joke about it. I didn't want to bother Moonborn about it because he has so much else that's going on right now that I force him to do. And Nomad, who is one of the supporters here and who I've met up with once, and we had a great, lovely time. He put together a sweater for me. Something wasn't working quite right with it. We couldn't put it together. One of my guild mates also reached out and kind of did the same thing. And in the end, we decided, let's take the 2 sweaters and let's almost merge it together. And it just works, right? Look at this. Look at this beautiful thing. Look at that. It is my new favorite thing. I've had it for 2 weeks, and I have been resisting the urge to wear it. I wanted to wear it on the 3 Scoundrels, but I told Nomad, I was like, listen, we're gonna do it this Sunday, and it's been tough. It's been very, very tough. No, that is real snow. This is the first real snow of the year here. We've had a few very small snowstorms, but this is the first one. I was actually just outside shoveling because my wife surprised me, and she drove home for the weekend from her trip, and she has to leave again today. And well, so I woke up nice and early to shovel the driveway so that when I have to go out after brunch to shovel it again, that it won't be as bad. What does Miss Egg say about it? We watched the intro yesterday. She enjoyed it. Normally I send her the intros and she's like, is this a joke that I'm not getting? Like, I don't like it looks cute, but I don't understand it. She giggled and said it was cool last night. The Christmas sweater, I put it on 2 weeks ago, and so I could send a picture to Nomad and AWPJ, and she thought it was adorable. She really liked it. So, with all of that said, we do have brunch ahead of us, and kind of like last week, because my wife did come home and she surprised me and we got to hang out the last 2 days, which was lovely and awesome. It does mean that my timing is a little iffy for today. I believe that she wants to leave on the earlier side because of the snow. So we'll see what we can get through, right? We definitely have a lot of reviews. We have TB. I would love to get to egg draws, but we also got a special extra egg draws last week. We got a special one during a GAC stream that we did, which was Darth Santa Claus. So if you missed that egg draws, Sin also did a AI 3D rendering of it, which looks somehow close to the vision that I had portrayed. But we'll see what we get to, right? Let's get into the game. Let's see what's going on. I literally did my dailies maybe 5 minutes before brunch started so that I wouldn't have to bore you with the brunches, with the dailies. I would love to draw your egg. Hey, draw me like one of your French girls. GAC, I'm very surprised with. So my last opponent, Dirty Butt. Dirty Butt has a 15 million account. And when I looked at Dirty Butt's account, I saw this just disgusting wall of attacker crons and just everything. And I had intended to just give up on GAC this week. I was like, there's no way I'm winning this match. I'm just going to call it off Friday. I'm going to relax. I'm not even going to bother. About 5:05 p.m., so 5 minutes after GAC started, I logged in to see that he was having some just terrible trouble with my defense. And I don't know how he had this much trouble with my defense, but he was having a real rough time. And I eked it out. So I was very excited by that. I was like, whoa, I could maybe try this. I could maybe do this. Skip TB roster reviews and end egg draws. You can do TB when you get an intro for it. You're gonna have to beg Moonborn for that. We have another intro that we are working on. We're working on it in the background. That one's gonna take a little bit longer to do, though. As far as TB, Guild is doing great today. After the shit show that was last time, we're going 5 for 6 on platoons on Malachor, which is nice. Last month we were doing just 2 of 6, which means we might be hitting that 45th star pretty soon. Everybody seems to be doing the things that they are supposed to be doing today, which is perfect. That is, Henry. It's all of you guys get asking dumb shit constantly. My favorite lyric was asking. Yeah. So I think we're in good shape for today, and we're gonna see what happens, right? Let's pop in that TB number. Let's say 1430. Oh boy. This is the time to ask dumb shit while I'm doing TB. Where is it? This is a great... Okay, wait. Speaking of dumb shit for TB, I am so excited. Before we start TB, I am so pumped for Buddy Cop Chewbacca. It is like the dumbest possible character that this game could come put up with. And I am here for it. I am ready for it. I am like, I'd say 80% sure that I'm going to wail on him on Tuesday with my crystals. Because I have to have a Relic 9 Yoda and Chewbacca. once the era is over. I am pumped. All right, now back to TV. Henry, I don't even remember tier 1 of that event. When people ask me about events, it's so far in the past for me. Where is it? Where is Mandalore? Let's see. I'm really thinking about whaling for Joda. Let's just see. I mean, mine is Relic 8, so... White Christmas in Pennsylvania? Yeah, we've got... I was just out... I was saying, Kimmy, that I was out shoveling about an hour ago. You got, like, double the snow we got, though. Getting all those stacks around. I'm not even... My goodness. I already lost my my special. Seems... Okay, I'm surprised I lost my revive, but seems at this point we're getting there. All right, let me check my max protection for you. But again, though, I have a Relic 8. My max protection is only 136,000. So it's basically where yours is. End is slower than yours. So I'm gonna, I don't know, man. I'm gonna say that might be a skill issue. I'm sorry, dude. Like, my Keller and Beck is slow as shit compared to yours. But if you saw, you have to save that heal for when you really need the heal. It's a skill issue. I don't know, man. Yeah, I was shoveling before, as I was saying before. My wife came home for the weekend for her from her trip, so I went out to shovel so that she would not have to do it later. And I will probably have to shovel again after brunch. Right. It's not breakfast, it's not lunch, it's brunch. God, that bop is gonna be in my head. Just like the roster review song is constantly in my head. Roster reviews. Egnards is having a break. You're taking a shit. I'm hoping for a 2-hour delay tomorrow. That would be great. I don't think we will get it, though, because the snow is supposed to stop relatively soon. Looks like it is still snowing, but it was actually supposed to stop about an hour ago. So who knows? So we're in the last week of our charity game. Last week coming up. Super excited about it. But a few days ago, I was talking to some of the people in the guild we set up there. And I let slip that we were playing this game for charity. And I was explaining the whole Egnards thing. So a bunch of people from our guild on that game started watching my YouTube of videos that don't pertain to them at all. So that was interesting. I'm curious if any of them are here now laughing at me. Yard work too. The leaves. I hate raking leaves. It's the worst. I grew up in a town where in the first couple of weeks of fall, you could just rake your leaves into the street and they would bring by a big truck to suck them up. But now I have to actually bag them, which is very annoying. Henry, I wouldn't say that a relic level is that important because mine was relic 7 when I did it and relic delta didn't exist. So you'll be at a 0 relic delta right now. Made your sister do that. No, my older brother was 10 years older than me, so by the time I was of Chore's age, he was already out of the house. That's alright, you guys can laugh at me. They don't even understand the Egnards vibe. Did you miss the intro, Ani? You missed the intro. The intro is at the beginning of Brunch. We could play it again towards the middle of Brunch. Hey, we got the Broncos later, Sin. Broncos country. Let's ride. Xander, we're actually at a place in the charity game where we're just sending resources back and forth to people because a lot of us have finished our goals. So it's actually a lot easier in this last week to get into the cluster and then to be like, oh, hey, we're just going to send you resources and you press the buttons. But as of right now, we've raised $800, which is kind of cool. And that's without, like, there's 4 people who are not tracking right now. So I will have to go to customer service and talk to them. So it could be a lot more. But as of right now, 28 out of 40 total slots have been downloaded. So there still are 12 just straight up download slots, $6 just to download it. We are in the top 5 guilds. And we're catching up on the top 4. Every single time we do it. Because you know what? Like, people join guilds that have a lot of people in it. And since we have a lot of people in it that start right away, a lot of people do join our guild. And as a guild leader, I prune very actively and get rid of people. Your game fucking blows. But this money goes to charity. No, I like playing those city builders for a little bit. It's interesting because I like the diplomacy of it. But it takes so much fucking time. So much babysitting. You think that there's babysitting in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. There is so much babysitting in those games. Con, you literally make $6 for charity just for downloading and installing the game. Just downloading and installing the game is $6. And beyond that, you're not going to get to the top in a week. But beyond that, if you join the guild, we have just been sending resources to people. So you can use speed ups and get as many feats as you possibly can in that week. Because there's how many days left? There's 11 days left total. Because it was on Wednesday that we started it. And honestly, if you played a ton in 11 days, you could probably get to 20. But it is a ton of effort to do that when we can just send resources to people. But if you're playing to do more than install, so if you just want to install for $6, then awesome. But if you're actually plan on doing some feats and want resources, after you start the game, you need to go to your account and create a character on server 304, because we are on server 304. Yeah, but these holiday events, they're giving us tons of resources. That's why I love doing this around the holidays, because they send so many resources. When we played Star Trek online, they did this one pack that was like $20, and it gave you like 500,000 like crystals in that game. And I bought that pack for like $20. It got reimbursed because it was like a feat that we had to do. And the guild we were in, I just completely, like, I knocked all of my feats out in that one day because of the crystals from that stupid pack. And it was just so beautiful. So you finally left your guild because it was collapsing. I will take it, man. Man, I thought this was going to be on auto. I need another. Everybody told me this battle was auto. And I'm annoyed. Hey, Keblock. So you finally made the transition to YouTube? Listen, we will play the intro again at some point, maybe right after TB. Because I know not as many people join at the very beginning of Brunch. I don't know. I'm just autoing it at this point. Don't talk about Destiny here. Sin number 2 will get upset if we talk about Destiny. Now, I brought up this team because everybody was like, oh, so easy. Just hit auto. The 5th doesn't even matter. That was clearly a lie. HodHod wasn't a thing in the Old Republic when I played. So that must be in the last couple... Well, I mean, it's an old game now. But at release, it wasn't a thing. No, maybe it was. Actually, I kind of vaguely remember HodHod. It was like a PvP mode, right? Yeah, I actually, now that as I'm thinking about it, I feel like maybe I did play HodHod. Okay, well, we've lost this battle. Yeah, I played it in the beginning. I love playing MMO games at the beginning of their tenure. That's one of my favorite things. Yeah, but sin number 1 is older than you. And spells sin correctly. So I think you are sin number 2. Not in Swugga years. Yes, I can read the middle of your name, but that's not your Discord name, which is the name that I see you go by more. Da-da-da-da. Actually, I'm confused. My God, it's snowing harder than before. Damn. Okay, but I read your like Discord, the name, right? Like the name that you actually put up, not your like account name. But it doesn't matter because you're sin number 2. Have I played Survivor, Jedi Survivor? Hey. Well, actually, on here I call you Jesus, but yes, we showed off the ugly Christmas sweater. We gave you the credit it deserves. It is beautiful. Well, you know what? Twitch and its ad breaks. All right. Actually, before I do the rest of TB, I just need to look at the math on our deploys. 730 minus 688. I wish the game would just do this for you. Plus 730 minus 608. So we need 164. Oh my God, we're perfect. We are doing beautifully right now. Con, I can. Usually takes about like 10 minutes. So I'll check in about 10 minutes to see. All right, Jabba the Hutt. Actually, let's do pirates first. Open. Why do I have 2? We're gonna get rid of this team. Let's do the NS Open team. Man, the old school way. I wish there was, dude, I wish there was an easier way as well. I have begged CG, like, make it easier for, like, I shouldn't have to do all this stupid math. It should just be there inherently that says, hey, you need this much for this planet. Don't make me fucking reverse engineer the math. Come on. What do I think of the KOTOR sequel? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna get hate for this. I'm willing to revisit KOTOR, but growing up, I did not find it to be that interesting of a role-playing game, an RPG. I grew up playing like Final Fantasy games. I grew up playing like JRPGs. Knights of the Republic felt a little bit on the nose and a little out of its depth. Now, I will say that unlike Fallen Order, which I just think is a mediocre, boring game, I am willing to give KOTOR a second take as my tastes in game have evolved. But at that time in my life playing games, it was just a game. I shouldn't have to do all this stupid math is why I have a following. I mean, that is fair. That is, I should recognize that the only reason that I have anybody that sits here and watches me is because they're more lazy than I am. And if CG does bring that to the game, then I'm going to get as screwed as Bit Dynasty. Because Bit Dynasty got screwed by them taking away galactic challenges. And the wig. We've got the wig right in there. For when I want to be a pretty girl. Hondo just, I don't really understand Hondo. Hondo just takes turns. And we just sit here and watch Hondo take a million turns in a row. Hey, Hugsy, good morning. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit of a cold, but so the Gungan Omicron, I have the Gungan GC Omicron. I will tell you that CG is aware of it, and they are looking into changing it. You know, will it change? I don't know, but they did express that they are looking into changing that. They can't, exactly. Bit Dynasty got fucked by the GC change. And he'll never say it. He will never say it, but he got so fucked. That's all of his content. And, I mean, and fleet counters. It's quite sad because he's such a great guy, and it's just awful because era challenges are boring. We are on realm 304, Warlock. Yes. Keblock, man, I didn't discover you. You just put out a vibe, dude. You put out this great vibe, and for some reason, it's just one of those vibes where you're like, I want to watch this guy. He's not telling me anything I don't already know because he's new to the game. But I just, for some reason, want to listen to him talk. It's a very Mr. Rogers. It is. They're not interesting at all. And the first one was harder. The second one was a little bit easier, but they're not interesting. Hey, Apocalypse. Yeah, and right after TB, we will rerun the intro. Just so that those of you that did not get to hear the intro don't have to go back. We'll do like a redo. And Fee's gonna spank my team unless I ramp up faster than him. Her. Mr. Kevers. Lean into that vibe, man. Honestly, really just lead into the vibe. Well, while this battle is going on, we can check on my armies. How is my army doing? I can level some of these guys up. There we go. We're getting there. It's a slow and steady. It's not a race. I guess I could have tried the Malachor battle because we are on top right now, but, well. All right, let's see. Jabba. Jabba, Jabba, Jabba. Let's see what we got here. Use some light side guys. Huh. Let's do... Oh, yeah, we'll just do some light side guys. No, Mon Mothma won't actually help. Jabba Dabba Doo. We'll see if we can... The Jabba sex tape tour. It is. It's time for the sex tape tour. Really is. Oh. 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 Ooh. 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 New lead singer for Disturbed. Jabba. All I know is that they said that they're aware of the GC Omicron, and they are going to look into changing it. Sin, man, you're dating yourself because only us old men understand the beauty, the interesting beauty of Ron Jeremy, the porn Danny DeVito. God, it's still coming down. Ooh, okay. It's the worst battle in TBB, cause it's not hard but slow. Press the same button over and over. I hate that, don't you know? It's like, I think of like Army of Darkness, Good Ash, Bad Ash. That's Danny DeVito and Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy is bad Danny DeVito. You know, I have never described Ron Jeremy like that until today. Honestly. I am good, Ash. And you're bad, Ash. I guess it's the reverse. You're good, Ash. And I'm bad, Ash. Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun. Come on, Jabba. Just get off already. Let's go. Let's finish it up. Why don't the bad guys have to deal with the same shit, huh? Just want this battle to end. Then we're gonna throw shit at the wall on Malachor. I want Jabba to get off. Yes, I do. I really do. I just want him to clean his pipes. That's the only way that we can make sure that his slug-like prostate is healthy. Con Warlock, I can confirm that you are tracking, by the way. You did track. You did hit your $6. Look at that. I just said it, and you responded right after. While Jabba is masturbating. Alright, let's kill the Saboteur. Oh no, I put it in 1x. Alright, let's see if it actually works this time. Like a clown's pocket. I don't know. This might be one of those days where we don't get it. For whatever reason. I hate the Zephyr guards, though for some reason you can get like further. I don't understand this battle. For some reason you can get like further on the Zephyr guards, but it's like a stupid battle at the same time. All right, what can we do here? Could maybe I can't slow man that. I don't know. I've never seen these battles. I don't expect to win. So we're just going to throw it on auto and see what happens. I don't even know what the modifier is. Okay, I mean, maybe I will win. I didn't think I would. I'm Sindel, I'm the same way. I have like 70 to 80% on all of the other ones. But I'm doing 10% on the Zephyr guards. Yeah, she'd be like, what is that like weird slug-like porn that you're listening to? My wife can semi-hear me from down here because we don't have a lot of sound dampening in the house. So I closed the bedroom door and I closed this door. This is very interesting to me. Man, if I brought DTMG to 9 and like scout, I feel like I could do this battle. I'm very surprised that I even got 1 for 2. Very, very surprised. I am pleasantly surprised. So if we need, let's see. So if we need 730 minus 690, so we need 40 there, plus 730 minus 624. So we need 146 out of our 227. So we can deploy 81 here, which gets us to 276. So that's not going to be enough, but we're getting closer. If we had that one more platoon, so maybe next time we'll have it. It's not bad. See, 700, okay, and then this needs to go to first to 700, second, okay. All right, cool. Look, I have an ADD brain. Okay, my brain responds to 8 different people at once, which is why sometimes I just stop. Because I have to like re-register what I'm saying. Next TV planet should be Naboo, because I need a Gungan special mission. Oh God. All right. Oh boy, that is gonna have to be watched later, Nee. I honestly am the dog from Up. Okay, we'll take those. You know who I have not looked at yet? I do not know who my next opponent is. It's John Mayer, apparently. 13.6. I saw the DM knee. 13.6, 1, 2, 2 attacker crons, 3 attacker crons, 4 attacker crons. Okay. This will be. No, Phil can go fuck himself. All right. We have finished TB. We have nothing else to do TB-wise. So because we played the intro to Brunch with Egnards very early, I know a lot of people did not get to see it. We are going to replay the Brunch with Egnards new intro. And then we are going to go to the Be Right Back screen to give me 2 minutes. And we will jump into our reviews nice and early. So for those who have not seen it yet, this is the new intro for Brunch with Egnards every week.
Wake up, it's that time again. The sun's not here, but we're on again. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals, and gather round. It's not lunch, it's not breakfast, it's the time we found. For brunch, well maybe we're busy. For brunch, maybe we're lazy. For brunch, well maybe it's conquest. For brunch, or a real request. But brunch is the time that we make for each of us, where we ask Egnards dumb stuff, because brunch will always be the special time for Egnards and for me. He sought inspiration from
All right. Yeah. I was actually just looking at Moonborn told me that there are quite a few Easter eggs in that area. I won't spoil them, but there are quite a few Easter eggs that in that segment, because I give him full autonomy to do whatever he wants with the intros. I say, hey, this is the vibe we're going for. Do something, have fun, be silly, and he commits to it every single time. It seems like we have to just keep playing things over and over again, because since we are out of game stuff right now, we are going to roster reviews, which means we have to jump right back into the intro segments, and we have to play our roster review song to get ready. We have quite a few. We have a huge backlog to get through. So we're going to try to get through as many as we possibly can.
Roster reviews. Egnards is having a break and taking a roster reviews. Talking to me that what pack sex should sell to you. Ooh, to you. To you.
All right. This is becoming way more production value than I ever expected there to be on a brunch stream. For those of you who joined us at brunch in the early days, I literally would log onto my MacBook, and I had an extra monitor, 2 monitors on my laptop. My phone was connected to the laptop so that I could play the game because there was no PC client. And there was nothing. There was zero, any type of production value at all. The stream looking things, the background was produced by me and was quite awful. We have come a long way in this like year and a half. But anyway, with that said, we do have reviews to do. So we are going to pop through. Let's see, go through. We have our premium reviews. We're going to pop this one at 58 minutes. So ChinnyMoor, who is also helping us with the charity stream, and I appreciate that, so thank you. A little bit about me: returned to Swugga in July after a 2.5-year break. Sole focus after returning was working on Order 66 raid score so I could join a guild who was pushing higher raid crates. Currently ticket farming for Ray's ult, Ben at G12. Working on final gear pieces. Just upgraded Duel of the Fate Brothers to relics for the last event, straight to R9. That is exactly what we needed to do. Slow farming shards for Cal, BKM, Zombie Bros, and a couple of ships. Fleet shard, 90% of top 20 are Leviathans with a couple profundities. Top 5, 75% of the time. However, life sometimes gets in the way, so can drop to top 20. There's no coordinating in the shard. Listen, we've talked about coordinating. It makes life a lot easier. It's always a shame when discords do not communicate because it just gives everybody better rewards overall. Uncompleted assault battles, Secrets and Shadow, early tiers only, just got Marin to 7 stars, haven't run it yet since. Fanatical Devotion is CT1, Peridia Patrol tier 1. So you're mostly in order with your assault battles. Due to a long break, the important proving ground characters are 6+ months away from unlocking. Bane is, oh, you gave me like timetables. All right, Bane is in May. These are like a fucking movies. Bane coming May 2026. Queen Amidala, June 2026. Ezra, July. Fury class, October. All right, we're going to keep in mind that October timeline for the Fury class. Working on Ray and Ben near completion. Near completion. I'm eyeing up the next farm. However, undecided, looking between 3 options. Leia, Jabba, Ahsoka, missing journey guides. With JML and Profundity unlocked, Leia and Jabba make logical sense due to the head start. Would be quicker to unlock both Leia and Jabba than it would be to unlock Ahsoka. However, Ahsoka has the 2 R9 events. So ROI is huge there. Third option is to turn attention to another Journey Guide character, missing several key ones: Starkiller, Grand Inquisitor, Cal, BKM. Guild is already completing the TB events to unlock both planets. However, I did say I would start shard farming Cal and BKM when I joined. Anniversary quests will give most of the Inquisitors. Reva already unlocked, so Grand Inquisitor is also up there as a priority. So The Inquisitor Lightspeed tokens, I think, are in January. And that would be a good time to isolate that team because you have Riva already. And it really is a nice A- team that works really, really well in GAC. And having Riva will give you the ability to do Fanatical Devotion at CT3. With Relic Delta, and because people take them generally to Relic 7, you'll probably find it to be relatively easy. But I would say that it would be a fairly smart thing to start bringing Riva up because you're going to have your Inquisitors at Relics and Zetas after those Lightspeed tokens. So as a short-term project, I think that that really is a solid, smart way to go because it'll give you that team very quickly. It'll give you some points within your guild. I know that they're already doing stuff. You already have Riva, but it's still nice to know that you have that guild stuff going on. My head says goes for Leia and Jabba because it will add 2 GLs in around 3 months, but those R9 events look tasty, and the sooner they are unlocked, the better. Okay, I'm going to say haven't played for 2.5 years. Came back about 4 to 5 months ago. We're missing a lot of key things. So I'm thinking around 7 to 8 million. Let's check it out. Pop it off here. All right, 9.5. So you've probably made a lot of progress in these couple of months that have come up. Let's see. JML, JMK, Kylo, Lord Vader. I'm assuming your raid score is very nice. Raids 403. Okay. It's not bad at all. Ray, we're still working on that ult. That was a couple of days ago. So, Jabba, we have some stuff coming up here. Leia, same thing. And obviously with Bosch, you'll kind of get that hit to both of them. Drogon, Ahsoka. Still working on the shards. Just need, and look, I know people give me shit because I don't look at the Lightspeed token stuff. So obviously you can plan Lightspeed tokens around each of these characters when we talk about shard farming with the upcoming ones. I'm sure the schedule you know better than I do. So I don't want to hear it, right? People in chat and be like, this one can be used from that thing. That is a you thing to figure out. But Kursatan is a Cantina farm, or a Sing is a Cantina farm. Both kind of suck to have to do. You're lucky that I didn't say Halloween Leia instead of Bosch. She is already fully shard farmed. Tan. Binks. Cal Kestis. I'm watching you. Cal Kestis. Marin. Oh, before we do that, I want to look. Because you have Marin now. Yeah, I mean, with Marin, you should be able to get to that CT1 of Secrets and Shadows without too much issue at all. You will probably need the Shadow Strike Zeta. No, we have the waifu body pillows of Sexy Vexy. I would give Marin both of her Zetas for it personally, but you should be okay with that. And Leviathan, we're looking at October, November. Fundity, we have Executor. Okay. I would definitely stay on the GL journeys more than anything else. But again, I would take the detour for Inquisitors. If there was a waifu body pillow of Kyle Katarn, I would definitely have a waifu body pillow of Kyle Katarn. Inquisitors are the only break that I think I would take. The thing here is, I very often give the advice, if you go for Profundity and JML, you might as well finish Jabba and Leia. It makes a lot of sense. Because when we look at this 2040 right here, right, 1200, 900, I'm assuming this, when we put the two together, calculates out the extra stuff that are between the two of them. Jabba is just really super strong when it comes to being able to build up your mod game. So I would definitely finish up Jabba more than anything else. And then because you're going to be getting Halloween Leia, it puts you closer to this Leia as well. So I honestly think that if I had your account, the way that I would go about doing this is I would go and try to get Jabba, Leia, and then move right into Ahsoka. Now, with the events coming up, and depending on the Lightspeed tokens coming up and everything, just keep in mind, right, you have Sabine, right? Where is she? If you get Sabine to 7 stars, you'll be able to get free shards of General Syndulla. Only 12. Oh, for the two of them, for the two together. Yeah. I see. The thing is that Jabba, I think, is mandatory. Leia, I don't think is mandatory, but you're going to be closer to Leia because of doing Jabba, because of Bosch, right? And because there's no R9 requirements for Jabba or for Leia, it also gives you some time where you can build up some of that Relic 9 material as well for Ahsoka, who's going to need 3 of them. But I think like 12 weeks, you're looking at 3 months. So you might miss, you're going to miss 6 months total of all of the Ahsoka stuff at its highest. During that time, though, you will miss Smuggler's Run 2, which some people are saying mods are less important because of Relic Delta. I actually think that they're more important because of Relic Delta, personally. I think that that is the easiest and quickest way to get over the hurdle of 1 to 2 levels of Delta. I also think that Leia is such a Swiss Army knife in GAC to be able to do anything, that even though she's not going to give you any additional ROI from a resource event, because we don't give a shit about Endor escalation, right? It's kind of sucks. But even though we don't give a shit about that, it will help you navigate GAC a little bit more cleanly, having teams like that. I think that what would be really smart for you, especially looking at your Fury class in October, and we're looking at 22 weeks, right? So that's like roughly 6 months, is if you go Jabba, Leia, Ahsoka, Leviathan. And then that'll put you in a position of having all of the GL fleets, of having Smuggler's Run, of having Leia, who is just a Swiss Army knife throughout the game, and then having Ahsoka, which will give you the 2 events, right? It'll give you the Pretty Patrol event, and it will give you the Ahsoka R9 event. So that you're looking at 3 mandatory R9s for Ahsoka, and then 4 more R9s on top of that just for the resource events. This will give you the time to help build a little bit of that up so that you don't have to spend as much depending on your spending levels. I think it's the way that makes the most sense to me. Now, with that said, you're right when we have to fit in the next raid, but here's the reality. Because of eras, I have a feeling that new raid prep is going to be a little bit different. So it's really hard to say, let's think of new raid prep when we have this new era system, and that new era system kind of could throw things up in the air, you know? And if raid prep doesn't change, if raid prep remains the same, remember that all new characters, a free-to-play is going to get to about G12. Right? So that's kind of something to kind of consider, is that you really get them to G12, and you can get to R5 even with just 6 stars as you get through that. I think we're in a weird time where we're going to have to figure out what raid prep even looks like. Though raid prep is going to start probably around January, February. But I do think that the idea is that CG wants you to focus on your legacy roster while also being able to focus on the new stuff. So it's possible that this plan might not even affect raid prep at all. I just don't like to be in a culture of fear where I'm like not going to pull the trigger on something because, you know, because I don't know what's going to be happening in the future. Yeah. And listen, in a month or two, you know, it might completely change the plan because of what raid prep looks like. This is kind of the niche where I sit within the content creator sphere, is talking about those kinds of things and understanding and breaking down the best way to do things, you know, in the future from the information that we are given. But I think that that's the smartest plan for you right now, is to focus it that way. Raid Preppermint Patty. All right. Any other questions while I bounce around my screen? My God, it's still fucking snowing. When is it going to stop? Snow is expected to stop in 19 minutes. It's not breakfast, it's not lunch, it's brunch. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, okay. You can always come back in a month or two and be like, hey, raid prep changes things, right? Did we get a lot of snow? Probably not as much as you, Allie. I'd say about 3 to 4 inches right now. So no, not a ton of snow. All right, let's go on to the next one. Let's see. We got to go to Izaki. Now, Chinny was a premium review, so that was only a few days ago. How far back and how far behind are we on regular reviews? 1125. That's further behind than I like being. So we're at 115, a foot and a half. Look, on a normal day, if my wife was going to be home today, I would love a foot and a half of snow. I am someone that wants one giant snowstorm and then for snow to fuck off. That's what I want from snow. Give me a giant snowstorm and then fuck off. But because she's got to travel today and because I'm going to be home alone, like I don't want a lot of snow. It's the motion in the ocean, Dan. All right. We're here. 115. Izaki. This is an alt account that I'm currently playing. It's a mess, so needs some direction. All ABs are CT3, 3-star except Peridia and Duel of the Fates. Love you, C Squared. Hey, C Squared, you know what? Maybe tonight. Oh, no, I have to do GAC. Shit. Never mind. I was going to say it would be a great Borderlands time. Barley, give a damn about GAC. I want to make an account that's focused on TW. Might farm DCs if time allows me. Fleet Shard is full of Leviathans and Profundities. Full efficiency. Don't want something else. Efficiency for a guild. I have no plan for what I'm working on. There's so many unfinished teams, so I'm open for anything. I will take Tarkin Scorch to R9. Interesting. All over the place. All ABs except for Peridia and Duel of the Fates. Shard is full, Leviathan and Profundities. I'm gonna say like 7 million. That's the worst, Henry, when that kind of shit happens. Let's see. 11. The fuck? How do you have a almost 12 million account and not have Duel of the Fates? That is some gangster ass shit. Where are they? Padawan Obi-Wan is at Relic 5. Where's Master Qui-Gon? Master Qui-Gon is Relic 5. Okay, I don't understand this account then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 GL. Well, Izaki, I can't really help you with TW because I give zero shits about TW. I barely play it now that I don't have to, now that I get free droid brains. Lord Vader. No Profundity. Have Leviathan. Okay. Let's check out these remnants. My God. Okay, here's the thing. When we play a main account, we kind of want to say, hey, we want to get all of the background stuff, but we also want to have some fun and play the game and make sure that we are focused on everything. When we have an alt account, you know, an alt account is meant to be like, hey, we're here for a lot of fun, right? This is just my silly account. This is my get things done account. I think that there are two schools of thought with the alt account. You can either go full on fun and just farm the silly shit like, you know, Gungans, and just enjoy your time and not care about how efficient it is. Or you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to build this account out the right way, but it doesn't matter if it's usable right now, right? Because it's not my main. And I think, especially if you have a specific purpose for the account, which is TW. And again, I can't help you with TW because TW sucks and I don't want to play it. I think more than anything, it makes so much sense to just isolate the resource events, because those resource events are going to allow you to make this an alt account, right? So right now, I'm babysitting an account. I'm babysitting user's account. He's MIA, and I'm playing it. And I can't play two accounts at full capacity because I don't have the time or energy for that. So when I play on his account, I have to make sure that only the super important things get done as quickly as possible. And if I have extra time, then I do the extra stuff. So my goal right now with his account is like, let me get as much of it doing what it can do on its own by itself so that I don't have to spend that time. And you're in the same boat here. I would be strongly focusing on the things that are going to provide you with resources going forward, so that if you can't play seriously for 3 weeks because you're focused on your own account, you know, you're still building things in the background. And it doesn't matter if like if the account is viable today or in 6 months. So with that said, I mean, I would be going after, you know, making sure that Peridia is at R9. I would be making sure that Duel of the Fates is at R9. I would be going for, let's see, which one first? So good. I would probably be going for Ahsoka before Hondo. You have more relic material need, but you don't have as much sharding need for Ahsoka. To get that to R9, I would just be isolating everything that gives you free shit right now. And now, with all of that said, when we talk about TW, once you have that free shit down, you will be able to go after the teams that you want and level them up to really high levels for TW. I probably would also finish out Profundity because, again, you'll allow it to just sit there and build and go on in the background and not have to worry about it and just like every month collect your free shards. But I would be really focusing on finalizing your resource acquisition. Duel of the Fates first, Peridia Patrol. Those two things should take you 2 months maximum, assuming that you're doing this like mostly free to play, right? After that, going hard into Ahsoka, getting those R9s in there so that you can get her event, which is freaking an awesome event, right? Popping that off, going after Profundity just so that you have the freedom there. And then you have your choices. Balin, I like. Perineum Patrol. People give Balin some rough, like they're like, oh, he doesn't do that great of stuff. He gave me 4 defends my last GAC. 4 holds, and I really like the team. I just brought him to Relic 8 because he gave me those holds, and I was very impressed. I would almost honestly do this first, just because you're right. Well, he's not. You don't even have to do this first because Balin is not an all the time character yet. I don't think. Right? He's still kind of limited, isn't he? Oh no, he's not. He's all the time now. So maybe I would do this first. I would do Balin first, just so you have this fun team. And then I would go right into Duel of the Fates, go right into Peridia Patrol, burn right into Ahsoka, get Profundity out there, and just get all of the resources for free. Shinhati is a hottie. Hey, whatever works. Beyond that, it's hard for me to give you advice because it's an alt account and because your specific need is one that I just don't fully understand. We're going to move on because I don't have much more that I can say about that. Be Rich. Same day, 11:25. So we didn't even hit a different day. Shit. Top 20 of your fleet arena. Mostly Leviathans. I reach first most days. Climbing with Executor and coordinating with Fleet Shard and Discord. All maxed out but Paw Patrol R9. Yes, I got sweaty and completed Fanatical Devotion without Reva because I hate myself. At least you know that because I never recommend that. What are you currently working on? Close to unlocking PK Hondo, Pico, prepping Leviathan requirements with Malgus. Generally set on my farms, mostly focused on efficiency, ROI, but appreciate another perspective. If you're focused on ROI, we're probably going to say the same thing, brother. Efficiency is fun. After, in parallel to farms above, I want to get R9 Peridia Patrol and Glat. I have a weakness for overperforming in the raid. I do want to take the DS Clones Pirates JV teams to R9 since they're functional in all game modes. Shards for any important Proving Grounds characters. I'm at the point I unlocked the Conquest character on the follow-up cycle. Only notable missing PG character is Malgus and Bane. Many are finished, but just not unlocked due to resource constraints, okay? Lastly, I hadn't found a Lightspeed bundle I didn't like. Most GLs are at 90%, but if there's no ROI, I can't convince myself to unlock due to a huge data crunch. I had 2 specific questions on my account development. Would you recommend unlocking Maz and bringing that pirate team up? Is it worth considering hoarding crystals to ultimately 7-star duels and Vader? Boy. Here's the thing. Question number 2, I have no idea, right? Because here's the thing. Sometimes we see kits, right? We see these kits and we go, oh my God, that kit is going to slap. It is going to make this busted. And then the kit comes into the game and we go, oh, it doesn't actually do anything like what we expected. And that's kind of like Ahsoka's kit. Ahsoka's kit on her own, you go, oh, that was severely underwhelming. It's happened with other kits in the past that Scion of Django we definitely thought was going to be more impactful than he actually was. He's only impactful in TW, but also the first Omicron character, so that was an interesting dynamic there with that one. We don't really know how crazy or impactful that team is going to be with Vader, the new Empire team. What I can say is if it's going to be fun for you, do it. I am probably going to wail on Buddy Cop Chewbacca because it's fun for me, right? And if you think that Duel's End is going to be fun for you, then who am I to argue with you? In terms of efficiency, I feel like the best ones to get up and spend on are probably the first couple because you want to get that Coliseum stuff going. But who am I to say otherwise, right? As far as the first question, would you recommend unlocking Maz and bringing that pirate team up? Let's actually look at the roster. I'm going to say like 11 million. 11.3 million. And you are playing in Kyber 5. Okay. How are we doing on the raid? We're doing 7. Your guild is doing not a lot. All right. Listen, man. I don't know if you really like your guild. I don't know if this is a guild that you started. I don't know if you're an officer in it. I have no idea. I could look if you're an officer, but I don't know. You are significantly overperforming your guild in the raid. I know that you're an overperformer. You said that and pushed, but really, you need to find a guild that is more your speed. You need to find a group of players who are willing to play at the level that you want to play at. I am fully giving you permission to leave your guild and find another guild. There are plenty of guilds that'll have you, and all guilds have cool people in them. Except for Ani's guild. Don't join Ani's guild because Ani's guild has Sin number 2, and that just throws the dynamic off. But I really strongly would consider pushing yourself into a guild that fits the needs that you have as a player. And if your old guild is going to be upset by that and be mad and be like, oh man, you're screwing us over, that's some like gaslighting bullshit. Good people are happy for their friends when they move on to better things. Ani, I'm allowed to say that about your guild because I funnel people to you all the time. I basically am your biggest recruiter. I really think that you need to consider moving on and moving to a group that is more befit the level that you want to play at. Now, that said, I would at this point not recommend going too crazy with this raid. We are nearing the 5 to 6 month point, which means that you are at a point where you're not going to see as much return as you would have seen, 3 or 4 months ago. Some things you can do to like bring up your raid score just to bring up your raid score, right? The Scorch 2-man, the Tarkin Scorch 2-man, that's 2 R9s from Relic 7. Where is your Scorch? So from Relic 7 and Relic 5. That'll bring your score up by about 1.8 million from where you are right now, depending on how you're using the teams. Maybe even more, because Scorch is only R5, so you might be doing the R5 tier. But that might be something to isolate. The Hondo team might be something to isolate. Pirate King Hondo. Look, I know there's a 3-man with Pirate King Hondo. I think it's Vane and regular Hondo. But it is a shit show to do. It is a pain in the ass. It is so much RNG that you'll hate yourself wanting to do it. But if you bring you know, you have Hondo Anaka's already R9. If you bring Hondo to R9, if you bring SM33 to R9, if you bring like Vayne and Brutus to R9, which is what I did, you will future-proof yourself for Smuggler's Run 3, and you will have a full pirate team. Yeah, I've seen the 2-man with the 2 Hondos. I've tried it. It's disgusting. It is the worst thing in the world to do the 2-man. Like, the worst thing in the world is that 2-man. I hate it so much. I personally am someone who says, let's just bring a full team up, because I can use it in TB, I can use it in the raid, I can use it in as a defense in GAC, which will help me now with Relic Delta. They're saying that the 3-man that isn't that bad is Pirate King, Hondo, and SM33. So you could try that, and you could see how bad it is for your account to do. I think bring the 5 up, just because you're going to future-proof yourself for the event, which is supposed to have an R9 tier, and you'll get use out of it in other portions of the game. But you really only asked one question, and that question is, should you bring the Maz team up? I have found a lot of use for the Maz team. It looks like you haven't even unlocked her yet. But she is a 3 Omicron character. You need to put the 3 on her, or it just does not work very well. Kind of like Luthen. Kind of like Malgus in the old days. He doesn't really need all 3 now. Kind of Ben, you really want all 3 on usually. You really need to go all out on Maz. And if you're willing to go all out on Maz, you already have the rest of the team. Right? Because they're all Pirate King, Hondo Anaka requirements. Now, yes, you're going to probably want to bring Quiggle to at least R7. You're going to want to bring Captain Athano to at least R7. But I do think that the team itself is worth it. I'm not going to go any further than that, though, because that, you know, you said you're pretty locked in on your teams. And this was really just about those 2 specific questions. So I want to answer those 2 specific questions for you. As for, again, like I said, Duel's End Vader, we don't know, but if it's going to be fun for you, have some fun. Right? Do it the fun way. Play the game fun. Enjoy the game. Okay. The next one is HodHod, and HodHod 18 days ago. God damn. HodHod he likes to call himself my son because he's strange. It's okay. We embrace it here. We embrace the strange, the Doctor Strange. Top 50 are now executors and profundities with a small mix of Leviathans. 5 to 6 people have Leviathans, still in contact with like the top 15. All the old ABs are maxed except Fanatical Devotion, Tuskens to CT2 Sim. Duel of Fates are 7 tier, but R9 is on the way. Might be done by the time you get to the review. Paw Patrol, the mod tier, which is, I think, either the G12 tier or the R5 tier. Leviathan done, Profundity done, now working on Leia, getting some teams like GM and Zombie Brothers up, as well as sharding at BKM requirements. I left my old guild due to personal reasons, so my new guild currently has a 2 mil raid requirement, but they're thinking of increasing it. What's the easiest R9 team I can get for the raid? I only have time for 1 or 2 battles with my busy schedule, so multiple small teams doesn't work for me anymore. Are you dead set on continuing? Not really. If you told me to stop Leia, I wouldn't be opposed to that. How highly do you value efficiency? You know me. I know you. I like to balance it all out. I love farming shit for the shits and giggles and just to have fun, but I also recognize that I have fun when I'm excelling at the game. You know, when people call me Papa, I just think of Stranger Things. Are there any favorite characters you want to do? No. Shards for any important proving guard characters. Luthen is 5 shards away. Luthen's not important unless you're really willing to fully invest in him. So don't worry about Luthen. HodHod, I don't remember what your account is at. I think it's on the lower end. I'm going to say like 9 million at this point. Perfect. 9 million. Love it. Let's see. Did he get his Duel of the Fates stuff done since I started these reviews? He did. We have those guys at R9. Let's just check on the Imperial Remnant. Okay, so the I guess the G12 tier, because Death Trooper Pretty is only R1. Raid history 2.4. Let's check out Order 66. Okay. The hands down easiest team to run for Order 66, HodHod, is the Tarkin Scorch 2-man. The Tarkin Scorch 2-man. I just put those on user's account, and look, I know he's a big whale, but his modding is very subpar because he has to keep up demands. Just using like spare mods, I shifted his Tarkin Scorch mods around so that I didn't have to rely on hot utils anymore to do that run, because I can't get the hot utils code from him anymore since he's MIA. And I'm able to do it with kind of mediocre mods thrown on that team. The hands down easiest run, Tarkin, Scorch, R9, just those two will get you 3.6 million once you mod it correctly, and the mods are not that hard to do. And it doesn't really have any RNG. I have to restart that match, that battle, like I've had to restart that battle maybe 3 times. That weren't completely user error and me not paying attention and just doing the wrong thing. But it is a super easy run, and if that's what you're looking for right now for your guild, that is the best, quickest, easiest way to do it without having to worry about all of the small runs. And the run itself takes like 60 seconds. Your tracker, let's see. Very close to C. Don't really care about C anymore, though. Daddy Egg. Papa? Papa. Okay. User era. I am in my user era right now, honestly. Have all our ships. Beautiful. Fanatic Devotion, Tuscans, CT2, Duel of Fates, R9. Okay. Biathin Profundity. I like Leia. Continue on Leia. Tarkin Scorch to R9. That's going to make your life easier. Continue on your Leia spot right here. It's a great GL to have. She's wonderful. She's very, very useful. I would probably get my Imperial Remnant boys to at least R7, honestly. That Night Trooper, Captain Enoch, Death Trooper. I will say, people give me shit about that R9 tier, but I actually think that R9 tier is more important now, because before, it was just the droid brains that were super important. Now, those keypads are also important. And I'm not mad if I get keypads. I'm not mad if I get droid brains, because I need both of them right now. But I would definitely take these guys at least to Relic 7. Well, you don't have Rey, and you don't have JMK, and you don't have Ahsoka. I was about to like flip out on Ezra being down there, but I get it. Just for the Gamba. Yeah, I am so pro doing that, honestly, getting those things to R9. I'd really try to get my Sith team to R5, at least. I took mine to R7 now. Your Treya team. I know you're only playing in Erodium, but still. No Grand Inquisitor is crazy to me. But, you know, again, I said this before, with the Lightspeed tokens coming in January, you are going to have all of these guys at like Relic 0, but with their Zetas. So that's a really good time to isolate Grand Inquisitor. So I think what I would do right now is I'd get my Tarkin Scorch 2-man to R9 to help you with your time constraint. I would finish out Leia. I would bring the Imperial Remnants to at least Relic 7. I would really try to isolate for like February, trying to get this team to Relic 5 to get Grand Inquisitor and to make Grand Inquisitor usable for you. Because they'll all be Relic, they'll all be Zetas. You might as well use the team. You'll only have to do that for Grand Inquisitor. And I probably would take my Sith team to at least Relic 5 because they are a very useful team. But with Relic Delta, we want to be able to make sure that they can still survive to get to the part of the battle that we want them to get to. So, Daddy has spoken, HodHod. Our next one is, oh, this is a good one. This one's from Sin, who tried to retract it. She said, I know what I'm doing. I don't need to have a review anymore. You can move ahead to the next person. And I said, no, we are going to laugh at your account. So we are going to read this. Hello, Mr. Egg. I've come back. You have never called me Mr. Egg before. Unless it's like a Joker thing, like Mr. J. I last checked in with you late 2024. It is now late 2025. I could reach first, choose not to because I'm lazy. I should stop this, I know. And that's really sad, Sin, because you are chronically online, right? You don't need no Eggman. You are chronically online. You're chronically on Discord. You like help Vanced out every once in a while. Like, so you have the time to do that. I know that the Leviathan battle is really stupid. I don't know if you have Leviathan unlocked yet, but I understand that it's dumb, but it's super quick and easy to do. Assault battles, all of them. I'm not Mr. Egg. All of them but Secrets and Shadows of CT3, which I'm just not going to bother fixing. Peridia are R7, fuck you. Pow and Master Qui-Gon Jinn are non-existent. I hate you so much. Like, so much. I don't think... You know how much that assault battle means to me. And the fact that you come in here with an endgame adjacent account and tell me that you have a non-existent Pow and Master Qui-Gon Jinn pisses me off to no end. I'm currently farming Tano, then Lord Vader, and then... Good question. That's why I'm here. The only thing I'm set on finishing is Tano and LV because they're kind of right there. Shards for important PG. Everybody's unlocked after this run except for Quadme, which brings me extreme pain given that I'm about to R9 her team. So you're going to fix it. Okay. Thank God. Sounds like you're going to fix it. I'm less annoyed. Extra note. My raid score, it's sad. I know. You tried to get into my guild. Remember that? And I was like, haha, not with that raid score. My raid score, it's sad. My guild has requested 5 mil by end of year. I will reach that by hitting R9 score, so I finished to 7 during triple drops. After Tano, though, I feel a bit lost, and that's primarily what I'm looking for input. Speaking, have you ever played the Batman Arkham games? I did not play the first one. Arkham, I think that's Asylum, right? I did play the second one, Arkham... I don't remember what the second one was called. Arkham City? Arkham... I don't know, but I played the second one, and I really enjoyed the second one. And then I tried to play the third Arkham game, and in the beginning, you're in the Batmobile, and the controls of the Batmobile were just awful, so I stopped playing it. Thankfully, it was like a Game Pass game or like a PlayStation whatever pass, so I didn't have to pay it. Yeah, well, this is, remember, 18 days ago, so she has that done now. I think you're around like, oh, God, I don't remember. I want to say also around like 11 million, right? 11 to 12 million. Yeah, okay. Did you rectify your Duel of the Fates? City is the second. I don't remember what the third one is, but I could not get into it because the Batmobile controls were terrible. Padawan. No, we did not do this yet, even though you said you're about to R9 her team. You need to do this. You need to R9 your Duel of the Fates. If you had done that a year ago, you would be in a better position for R9s right now. right? Did you unlock finally, Henry? They should be R9. This is such a non-negotiable. Over a year in, this should be like not even a thing that we're talking about anymore. 3.3 million raid score, and I know your guild is a nice guild because they're like one of the more casual end game guilds, so it's a good place for people to like play but not have to be too try hard. You do have Leviathan, but it's not 7 stars, which is why that Leviathan battle is still a pain in the ass for you. When it's 7 stars, it's such a nice, easy like auto. Check this out. Where is Ahsoka? Ahsoka is literally right there as of today. Lord Vader is... Just hear a beep. No. Lord Vader is close. I'm surprised you don't have Leia, honestly. I wanted to love it. I just, when you throw to me really bad controls in the early game, it takes me out of the game because I loved Arkham City. It was a ton of fun. Let's check out your Night Sisters. Daka. Okay. Talzin, Marin, Great Mothers. Okay. I don't think that going CT3 on Secrets and Shadows is that important. You know, it's nice when you have it CT3, but because it's not adjacent to a lot of things, I don't think it's super important. I will say, though, that like if you go for Balin, the Great Mothers team can do it, and especially with Relic Delta, it makes it a little bit easier. So it gives you a team that you're working towards, but that'll also give you the Secrets and Shadows at the same time. I really, really, really hate that you have... Oh, no, Peridia is R7. Okay, I read that wrong. R7 is fine. Look, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. You know my feelings on this. I think that definitely your Duel of the Fates needs to go to R9 literally immediately. Your Ahsoka, I'm assuming you're going to take to R9 quite literally immediately. Lord Vader after that is fine. I don't know what your plan is with Leviathan. I'm not going to tell you to get it to 7 stars right away, but I would say that it probably is a good idea to maybe refresh it twice a month so that you can get it to 7-star more on the quicker side of things. And you will find that that Leviathan battle is much, much easier, much, much faster. The fleet meta moves so goddamn slowly that might be the case for a very long time, and you don't want to leave those literally free crystals on the table. Now, with that said, I think, you know, Jedi Master Mace Windu can basically be ignored. Jar Jar for now can be basically ignored. I think that maybe, I want to say Leia, but I think that it might be smart to go for Balin next. Just because you're kind of on the cusp of him. It's just relic materials. And that will fix up your Secrets and Shadows while also giving you a team that honestly is one of my favorite teams right now. And while you're working on that, I would also be working on Leia. That's where I would go with this. And you're lucky that your guild takes you, Sin, because, you know, I would have told them no. I would have said, Ani, do not take her. It's Sin. You know what Sin is like. It is still snowing. They said it was going to stop 19 minutes ago, an hour ago. Damn. What's the deal with the anniversary Lightspeed token coming in January? What do you mean, what's the deal? What is the deal? The deal is that you're going to get them? I don't really understand the question. Sin makes a lot of really silly mistakes, doesn't she? It's such a Sin thing to do. She's such a smart. Oh, I don't want to say good things about her. She's such a smart person that does really dumb things. And that's all I have to say about Sin, because I don't want to stroke her ego any more than I already have. It's disgusting, man. I'm going to tell you, with G12 gear, here's my goal right now, so that we kind of get on the same page with farming, right? We'll close this down for a second. Fleet energy all goes to G12 gear, obviously. I try to keep about 500 of every G12 gear on hand. Now, I don't have that right now because I burned a lot of it to get a few R9s. I will never have to scrap for conductors again. I will never have to scrap for Zimbittles again. But this stuff, I am constantly farming. I am buying it with Get 2. I am buying it with Shard Shop currency, because I would much rather have this shit than have than get GLs a little bit faster. Impulse detectors are also coming from Get 3. Arrow magnifiers and impulse detectors are coming from Raid 3. I am farming everything I possibly can to get as many gear to keypads as I possibly can, but you should always be on the G12 train. Ilgoat, if you go to the anniversary post, I'll take you anniversary, 10-year anniversary post. So here is the anniversary post. If you look at that, it'll show you all of the Lightspeed tokens that are coming out. They're not going to be terribly hard to acquire because they are intended for newer players to catch up. But there are things that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to kill guys with certain guys and with certain debuffs and do certain things. But they're not terribly tough, and you have an entire year to do those quests. All right. Let's do one more, and then I actually have to go back out and shovel. Look, Sin is very, very smart, but also does very, very dumb things. All right, let's get one more in here, and this is from 1129. So we have brought this up a little bit, so that's nice. 154. DarthRevanite. Top 20 is 50-50 Leviathan Executors. Yes, I managed to get first place every day. It looks like your assault battles are in order, except Fanatical Devotion. Oh, and Duel of the Fates. Come on, man. You know how I feel about Duel of the Fates. What are you currently working on? Currently working on Hondo. Just need to shard farm Silvo, then I'm done. Was mainly wondering where I should go from there. I'm pretty close to Balin. Can get close to Ahsoka as well with the Lightspeed tokens from the Coliseum. Or do I finally go for Duel of the Fates R9? You should have gone for Duel of the Fates R9 a year ago. How highly do you value efficiency? Highly, especially if you value efficiency. Are there any favorite characters you want to prioritize? Nothing at the moment. Shards, have them all, and Quimir will be unlocked on day 1. So I'm going to say, what, like 12.5, right? That seems right for this account. 12.3? Okay, close. Perfect. It's been a couple of days, so let's just see. Still at R7 for those guys. You got Hondo in the time since you had talked. Let's check this out. Balin is so close. You must have been doing stuff a lot in this time. Everything else is unlocked. Yes, everything else is unlocked. Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, listen, there's not much more for you to do, right? Like, you have basically everything except for Ahsoka, Balin, and Aphra. Balin, you're going to go for first because Balin, you're just so close to that it doesn't matter at this point. Ahsoka, you're obviously going to go for second. Listen, honestly, I think Duel of the Fates needs to happen tomorrow. Pull the trigger on Duel of the Fates, then finish Balin, then finish Ahsoka, right? Do it in that order. Now, I would want to keep Aphra on the radar because Ig90 is looking to change up that entire team, and it doesn't seem right to like keep her in the back burner. If there are any tokens that are happening with this, maybe use those. But I would say at least take a slow meander towards Aphra since there isn't anything else that you need to worry about right now. Don't be one of those people that just refuses to unlock a certain character because you specifically don't like a certain character. Think about the implications for the future. Now, that said, IG90 is in error right now. So you have another 2 months and then you have to farm IG90. So you have plenty of time. But I would definitely Duel of the Fates, then Balin because it is right there, and then Ahsoka. Beyond that, I mean, there's really not much else I can tell you, right? Like you have a full roster. I would say one thing that you are probably thinking about right now is where does my account fall in terms of Relic Delta? And if that is a question you're answering, ooh, Grand Inquisitor, come on. If that is a question you're asking right now, I would say I am personally being reactive about Relic Delta. I am doing my best to work through GAC until a counter doesn't work. And when something that doesn't work but should work isn't working, I am relicking that up to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And I'm doing that so that I don't, because we're still learning what counters still work and what counters don't work. And I think it's the smartest way, even if you lose some crystals in the short term. I think it's just the way that makes the most sense for players. I would very strongly finish your Inquisitors. Third Sister is like a nice A- team to have. And I know that you're probably in a little bit of a Zeta crunch, but I think given that you have the other parts of that team already, that it makes sense to do them. I would probably do them. I think Ahsoka is more important. I would do them after Ahsoka and before Aphra, honestly. Depending if Zetas are your issue. Because you're going to want to save those Zetas for Ahsoka to be able to get her R9 event. But there isn't much more that I can tell you because this is an end game account. And I'm assuming that there was more to do 18 days ago. But, you know, we are way behind because of, well, because this line has gotten so goddamn huge. That's what she said. 80-20. All right. Con Warlock, before we finish up, I will tell you right now we are in the middle of a fort contest in the game. So people cannot leave or join the alliance. The game does not let me. When the fort contest ends, I will remove an inactive player and we will put the application process on to get you to be able to join. The forts end today. So once that ends, I can handle that for you. But right now, I literally cannot. Nobody can even leave the guild right now. I'm assuming it's a workaround to prevent like spying on different guilds and shit. But once that is done, I will help you out with that. With that said, guys, we did 5 reviews. I hear my wife waking up. It has snowed a lot more. She needs to leave here pretty soon. So unfortunately, I do have to go because I need to shovel again. I know Xander, who I don't think has really talked much today, is probably disappointed in the no egg draws. If we are able to do a GAC stream later today, we will do egg draws during that GAC stream later in the day. Please make sure that you you tag Moonborn and you let him know how much you love the new intro for the game, because that is the only way that he continues to do stuff for me, right? And on Twitch right now, I don't see anybody to do stuff playing Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, but I do see Berm on, so we might as well raid into Berm. I would love to see Daniel. You were so sad about last week. I'm hoping for you, man, on that 3-0.